Today we rebrand our channel and go deeper into agribusiness. So who is Antonio? Many of you know Antonio as that poultry specialist, and many of you know Antonio as that animal husbandry equipment specialist. But Antonio is that farmer you might not know. So simply Antonio is just a farmer, and this is my story. My farming journey started back in 2013. By then a 22-year-old, just admitted in campus as a second-year student. I started by farming beans on a 2 acres of land in Kitale, having been born and brought up in a farm at the same place in Kenya. I ventured into dual season production, that is planting in April and harvesting in August, and planting again in September and harvesting in December. It didn't go bad. But then when I decided to expand and go into horticulture, that is end season horticulture, production of tomatoes, that is when I realized things are not that juicy in agriculture. I remember having incurred a loss of up to $4,000 just in 2 months. I planted tomatoes and they were just watered down by spider mites, and I absolutely harvested nothing. I didn't give up. In school, I applied for a tertiary education loan, which I saved and went back into farming again. This time round, I ventured into maize production, a venture that I don't regret doing up to date. By the time I was graduating out of school in 2015, I was doing around 5 acres of maize at that time. I harvested my maize and went into poultry production. That is when I got an interest in poultry farming, furthered my studies in poultry production, that is diseases, feed, and equipment, housing inclusive. I don't regret, honestly. From the proceeds of poultry production, I was able to expand my farming. I increased my maize production up to 30 plus acres to date as I speak. I as well ventured into production of fresh produce for Nairobi City at a satellite town, Syokimau. It could look so juicy and so easy, so rosy, but I tell you, it is not as it looks. It calls for a lot of patience, sacrifice, and passion. I encourage all youth and every other person who is interested in pursuing agriculture that there is need for patience and there is need for passion. I partner with various technicians and I partner with other experts in other fields just to bring you the quality that you need in all aspects to do with agribusiness. I shall bring you modern technologies. I shall as well interact with farmers who've got success stories that will act as motivations for you, just to try and give you the right markets and try to hook you up with the right sponsors and those ones that will help you in financing, etc, etc, etc. Join me as we roll up these curtains in agribusiness. Just subscribe to the channel, stay tuned. There is much more to learn from experts, from farmers, and all of them. Remember to always like, remember to always drop a comment, remember to always put forward your request of what you'd wish us to review as we bring to you the most suitable areas for certain crops, the most suitable area for certain animals, and the best poultry farming practices, poultry houses, poultry designs, management systems, suppliers, and many much more to come. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned.